Hello everyone, my name is Jean-Pierre Tagonya, a student at Southern New Hampshire University through Kepler College. I am pursuing a Bachelor's of Arts in Business Management with a concentration in logistics and operations. Today I am excited to share my research project titled The Role of Financial Management Practices in Resource Allocation Within Manufacturing Companies, a case study of Egypt poetry. This study explores how smart financial strategies help Kigali-based company Egypt Poetry boost their productivity, optimize resources, and raise the economy of Rwanda. Let's get started. Financial management practices are very essential for the success of manufacturing companies, especially in poultry sector. In 2024, manufacturing companies contributed up to 16% of Rwanda's GDP, with protein demand fueling growth. Egypt Poultry produces sustainable eggs with smart planning to manage their money, labor, and materials. So my research examines practices such as budgeting and cost control to enhance productivity, reduce waste, and increase output. Rwandan manufacturers often faces inefficient resource use. The Rwandan Development Board reports that 62% of Rwandan manufacturers face poor budgeting and cost control, which results in raising costs. At EG Poultry, 25% of the budget is lost due to manual system, per National Institute of Statistics. As globally known, strong management financial practices can cut up to 25% of costs and it increase the overall productivity of companies. But only 38% of Rwandan firms use digital systems. Thus, my study addresses this gap. In order to evaluate our research topic effectively, I used various variables. We have independent, dependent, and intervening variables. Independent variables affect dependent variables, and then intervening affect both dependent and independent variables. So in independent variables, we have budgeting, we have cost accounting, and forecasting. In dependent variables, we have resource allocation efficiency, we have better inventory, and higher productivity. In intervening variables, we have technology, we have trainings, and we have the demand on the market. My hypothesis is effective financial management practices increase efficiency in poultry, reducing waste, and increasing the overall productivity. I also set various objectives which will enable me to evaluate my research topic. So I have four main objectives. The first one is to identify practices, financial practices such as budgeting and cost control. The second objective is to explore the impact on budgeting, cost accounting, and forecasting. The third is to investigate the impact on enhancing the resource allocations and the overall productivity. The fourth is to examine uh, practices like factors like technology, trainings, and the demand on the market. So all these practical perspectives will help e.g. poultry company and the whole poultry sector. I have also used various sources from across the world in order to support my ideas. For instance, I used quote where he said that effective budgeting, enable poultry companies to maintain efficiency in their cash flow. Also, Nadine highlighted that cost accounting help in preventing to buy overfeed. So it help you to buy enough feed for the chickens and use the money for something else. Uh, Also, Hayes has highlighted that forecasting enable poultry companies to plan accordingly. They have a very well plan which help them in their business. However, there are some challenges. We have some challenges, for instance, low adoption of digital systems. As the Random Development Board reported that we have very few companies which have adopted the use of digital systems. Another challenge that we have is we still have few training. Yes, the companies are not providing sufficient trainings to their staff so that they can use their resources effectively. And that is why my research highly recommend this to the government of France. I choose to use the method of descriptive design for collecting my data of e.g. poultry case study, where my total population will be 100 people, 20 from finance, 40 from production, and 40 from distribution. So I will sample 80 people using stratified random sampling with Yaman's formula. In data collection, I will use various methods. My aim will be to collect qualitative and quantitative data. I will use questionnaires for for quantitative practices and their impact, such as budgeting and waste control. I will use semi-structure interviews for collecting information regarding the challenges they faced, for instance, in cost control. And I will use observation to look at the systems they use for inventory, for recording their sales and other records. For quantitative data, I will use Excel to collect them and illustrate them, and I will use thematic for the quantitative data. So this will help me to collect reliable and information that can have an impact and be useful for many. Generally, through e.g. poetry, my research demonstrates how budgeting, cost accounting, forecasting, optimize resources allocation, cut costs, and boost the productivity of Rwanda's poultry sector. So it offers recommendations for manufacturers, um, increase the economic of the country, and also food security. So thank you very much. I'm excited to share my findings with you.